Hello, downtown clubbers. I wanted to take just a moment to explain how cash flow works within the club and the different account types. Let's talk about the operating account. When you hear us talking about dues increases or that we're running a little short on dollars, we're almost always talking about the operating account. That's the account in which pays for our meals and general club operations. The operating account is funded entirely by your dues dollars. So when you write your dues dollars, currently at $175 a quarter, that goes straight into paying for the facility in which we're eating at and also the food in which we're eating. Other club expenses might be things like an award at the installation banquet or filing fees with the Secretary of State, little things along that line. Club operating expenses tend to run at exactly what the dues come in at. That's why it's so important for us to make dues corrections when we have cost increases right away. We're running at about an equal net. We don't ever try to build reserves in the operating account. That keeps the dues at an affordable price, which would help attract new members. Next, let's talk about the sponsorship account. So sponsorship dollars are those that we raised at Realities for Children rides or New West Fest, or when we did beer sales at CSU, which everybody really enjoyed. Thank God for the golf tournament. Sponsorship dollars are those dollars which we give as grants to our different charities. Charities such as Child Safe, Crossroads Safe House, and so on and so forth. Charities fill out an application which is delivered to the board of directors for review. At the board meeting, it is reviewed and decided on whether it fits the guidelines of the club to be funded or not. Also, whether we have enough money left in that account in order to fund it. We've been very fortunate over the last several years to be able to fund all of those requests that have come into us that fit our guidelines. If you ever would like a copy of the sponsorship report, feel free to ask me for it. That would break down the different charities over the last couple of years in which we have funded and to the tune of what amount. Let's take a second and talk about the foundation. Our foundation is held at the Community Foundation of Northern Colorado. I've heard many stories about why the foundation was begun. One was to offer scholarships for grandchildren or children into the future. The one that I've heard the most, however, was that was money that was established in order to continue to give to the community in the same fashion that we're giving now into the future. Currently, the balance of that account is around $144,000. And this will be one of the first years that I've been in the club that will probably be taking a draw of $5,000 from that fund in order to help supplement our giving through this year. Once that fund exceeded $75,000, it became a legacy fund for the Community Foundation, allowing us to now give in perpetuity into the future. There is a committee that looks over those funds and will recommend to the Community Foundation when we want to make a draw and takes direction from the board. Of course, one of our newest accounts is the Chipping for Charities account. This account was established when we took over all the bookkeeping and so forth for the Chipping for Charities event. That account simply receives the funds and then pays all of the costs for the event, then forwards off the difference to all of the charities. One of our members is in charge of the books for that event and manages all that cash flow. To keep things simpler, we keep that account separate from our normal everyday sponsorship account. This helps us manage the dollars for the event independently from our normal sponsorship dollars. And it's a great opportunity for us to raise a lot of money to continue our fundraising and even bring it to a new level into the future. Let's take just a second and talk about the President's account. So the President's account was originally designed in order to be at the discretion of the President. It was set up so that it would cover dues for members who might be experiencing illness and not able to come to the club, or financial hardship where they just weren't able to cover their dues at the moment and would be able to in the future and wanted to remain club members. The President's account is funded by the drawing that we do every week. Everybody throws $1 in the pot and the winner gets $20. The remaining amount, usually about $20 to $10, depending on how many people are there, goes into the President's account each week. It's not a huge fund. It very rarely gets above $1,000 and it usually hovers there around $600 to maybe $800. That fund has been used in the past to cover things like entertainment at the Christmas party, or maybe some odds and ends at the installation banquet, awards, things along that line that might not have fed into the operating budget. that the president can then designate those funds to go towards. So in a quick summary, we've got an account set up in order to manage the Chipping for Charities golf tournament. We have an account set up in order to manage the sponsorship dollars in which we bring in from beer sales and so forth and fund our charities from. There's a President's Account Fund, which is a fund set up for the discretion of the President. And there's also the operating account, in which goes to cover club operation costs. And of course, we have the Community Foundation account set up. The foundation dollars, which are our hope to be able to continue our giving into the foreseeable future. If you ever would like to see a copy of the financials, they're always available at the board meeting. Feel free to come. You can have a copy to take with you and see exactly where we're at financially. I would happily forward you a copy of any of the reports which you would find useful. Thank you so much. Hope this helps.
I'm flying high, but I've got a feeling I'm falling for nobody else but you.